We're talking Petit Le Mans winners. We're talking IMSA champions. And it's all coming your way next. Hop in, buckle up, and get ready to lay it on the line. This is Not Speeding, Just Qualifying, a podcast that's just as fast as it sounds. Hello, family. I'm David Lawrence. Welcome to the Not Speeding, Just Qualifying podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Make sure your qualifying setup is all dialed in, ready to go for pole position. Make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube or YouTube Music in the Podcast section app. Make sure you search Not Speeding, Just Qualifying. Subscribe to us today. This episode is part of our collaboration with the sports car racing website GT Report as we combine to bring you coverage from the 2025 IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship Motul Petit Le Mans. Today's episode is all about post-race coverage. We're going to talk to the race winners who also doubled as champions for the IMSA Michelin Endurance Cup, and we'll talk to our 2025 season-long champions. So without further ado, we got a lot of ground to cover. Let's kick it off with our race and endurance cup winners, starting in GTD, the AF Corse trio, Alessandro Pierguidi, Simon Mann, and Lila Wadu. I had a chance to talk to the trio in the post-race press conference. Here's what they had to say. Lila, first for you, first woman to win Petit Le Mans class win since 2005. You mentioned how tough it is to race in IMSA. With combining those two together, how more gratifying does this win make for you?
No, for sure. I am happy to be the first one, but at the end, I am a driver like the others. When I have a helmet on my head, nobody know if it's a girl or boy. So, yeah, I'm super happy to have this because it's not nothing to win a Petit Le Mans. And, at the end, I want to continue like that, but to be compared like the other drivers.
And my second question for all three of y'all, whoever would like to answer, from Thursday on, it just seemed like, especially in GT, the Ferraris, they were just so well-tuned, well-connected to the track. What was it that just had the 296s just dialed in and connected all weekend long?
Well, actually, Ferrari historically is quite a good track for Ferrari here, historically. So the 296 is not different from the others. And we have a well-balanced car. We did a very good job, I think. We came here doing a test day 1 or 2 months ago. I don't remember exactly. I think it helped. And we had a good setup, a good car, the best as we could. And as you said, the Ferrari was quite quick in the GTD class. But I think the car was nice. And the team did an amazing job. Putting it all together, that's always the result.
Moving on to GTD Pro and a very dominant victory for Paul Miller Racing and BMW. If they were not in the lead, they were always in proximity to the front of the field all afternoon long. Pole sitter Dan Harper had to do a little work in the last hour and a half battling with Nicky Katzberger Corvette Racing, but the Brit was up to the task, and it was victory for he, Max Hesse, and Connor DePhillipi, who I had the opportunity to speak with post-race. One of the busier men on the grid today had two cars, doubled his chances, and actually came out on top. Connor DePhillipi winning GTD Pro. Connor, first, congratulations. How was the drive out there today? It looked like this 48 BMW absolutely in sync from the word go.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it was a pleasure to drive with both Dan and Max. They were flying all race, and I managed to get to the lead in my second stint, and we just never looked back from there. The car was just getting better and better. Came into the window as it cooled off, and just so happy for the team. Both these guys drove an amazing race, and to see them both pull off another endurance race win this year is fantastic, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
It's funny you said that it started getting and cooled down. It seemed like this car was just so dialed in no matter the temperature, whether it was in the heat of the day or in the cool of the evening at dusk. The Paul Miller BMW M4, it just was so immaculately prepared. To just speak to how great Paul Miller is with these endurance races. By the way, congratulations on the GTD Pro Endurance Cup. How great is it to be with a team that's so focused on these enduros?
Yeah, I mean, it's an elite group of people, really. I mean, they don't cut corners in any way, shape, or form. I think you see that with this car running flawlessly all race, and they obviously want to win every race weekend. And but these long races, you have to execute everything perfect. Every pit stop, strategy. Drivers have to bring the car back with all 4 corners on it, and everyone did their part today. That's what makes these wins mean so much, is because with the competition level so high, there is no room for error, and nobody made any errors today. So just happy that it all worked out, and I think they're excited to focus on next year now.
And focus on next year, you shall. But hopefully tonight's a night to celebrate. Like I said, another Petit Le Mans win. Paul Miller BMW winning the Michelin Endurance Cup. Connor DePhillipi, great night for you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
A case of deja vu in LMP2. In 2024, the TDS Racing trio of Stephen Thomas, Hunter McElrea, and Mikkel Jensen won the last 2 races in the Indianapolis 6 Hour and the Motul Petit Le Mans. In 2025, Hunter McElrea, Stephen Thomas, and Mikkel Jensen for TDS Racing won the Indianapolis 6 Hour and went on to win Motul Petit Le Mans this year, capturing the Michelin Endurance Cup title for the LMP2 class. And that wasn't lost on their pro driver, Mikkel Jensen. Here's what the Dane had to say in Victory Lane. Mikkel Jensen, LMP2 class winner tonight at Petit Le Mans. Back-to-back at Indy and Petit starting to become familiarity for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, last year we finished with 2 wins. Now we finished with 2 wins, so it's been a tough season for us, so it's nice to finish on a high note, and it was really tough out there today, so very happy that we got away with the win.
Talk about those last couple of hours being out there, just trying to bring this car home and trying to navigate the strategy, because it didn't look like it was an easy feat going from dusk to the absolute night.
It was definitely not easy. We had a setback with 2.5 hours to go. Our tail lights didn't work, so we were forced to box to change the rear of the car. And from there on, we knew that we were actually only running for third, so we were offset with strategy to everybody else. We needed those perfect laps for the last 2 hours all the way to the end to make the win happen, and we managed to do so. So yeah, an amazing day for us. Thanks to TDS and Stephen Thomas for putting this program together, and great job from the whole team.
Last but not least, Michelin Endurance Cup champions for 2025. Not the big championship, but still nice accolade to still have in the toolbox, right?
Yeah, we didn't really have the chance with an unlucky start of the season to go for the full championship, so it's nice to get the endurance and still get some reward from a rather good season from us.
Well earned. Enjoy tonight. Mikkel, congratulations.
Thank you.
Following TDS Racing's example, also going back-to-back with victories at Indianapolis and Petit Le Mans to finish the season, are your overall and GTP winners for the 28th Motul Petit Le Mans, the Whelen Action Express Racing Cadillac, Frederick Vesti, Earl Bamber, and Jack Aitken. I had the opportunity to speak to a very delighted Jack Aitken down in Victory Lane post-race. Here's what he had to say. Jack, congratulations, back-to-back wins. How does it feel after clawing so hard to come back-to-back to close the season out?
It's awesome. I mean, it's pretty rare to get a win in these endurance events, and to go back-to-back is just incredible. I mean, the Whelen Cadillac was really, really strong today, but we had really big competition from the 6 especially, but no, I mean, my teammates did an awesome job. I was able to sit back and watch at the end while all cleaned up, so it was really cool.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is your first Petit Le Mans victory. How has it been just riding the roller coaster of emotions throughout the day, starting second, keeping everybody in sights, but then as the temperatures cooled down, you and that Action Express Cadillac just came to life at dusk?
I mean, it was really tense all the way through. Like I said, we had a lot of competition, and they kept us really honest all the way through. We were tight on fuel all the way to the end. We had to do these splashes, and managing the gap, the traffic, everything. It is such a hard race, and to win my first Petit is, it was really special.
Gotta love the momentum going into the off season. Last question for you before you go celebrate. You had looking forward to 2026. Looks like you're planning to come back to Action Express. Does this kind of give you that jump sprint to say, hey, we can go win a title next year?
Yeah, if I'm back, then for sure that's going to be the aim. I think the team is going from strength to strength at the moment, and there's no reason why we can't challenge. I think we've improved a lot and taken lessons from the start of the year. That's going to be the aim. Yeah.
Jack, enjoy tonight. Go celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge congratulations to Jack, Earl, and Frederick on their amazing win, and to all the class winners of the 2025 Motul Petit Le Mans. Now, before I get into the season champions, I gotta take a moment and talk about the darlings of this race, which was Heart of Racing Aston Martin. It looked like for a while Aston Martin and Lamborghini Squadra Corse, shout out to the boys at Lamborghini and Riley Technologies, both teams putting in amazing efforts. Lamborghini ended up fourth, but the Aston Martin Heart of Racing Valkyrie team truly stole the hearts of everybody. A car that had only seen its first laps competitively in February, getting its first podium less than 9 months after its debut. A tip of the hat to Ian James's Heart of Racing crew, especially to the driving trio of Ross Gunn, Alex Riberas, and the man who finished the deal, Roman De Angelis, who I had the chance to speak to down at the podium after an amazing runner-up finish. Here's what the Canadian had to say. Gotta be the star of the night, Roman De Angelis, runner-up, first podium for the Aston Martin Valkyrie. How does that sound now that you're just fresh out the car?
Surprising, not in a bad way, in a good way. Pretty crazy to see where we came from. I was just saying to Alex and Ross last year we were P3 in GTD at this race, and that was a great result, and never would have imagined being a step higher in the GTP class overall. So special day for Aston Martin in the Heart of Racing.
Were you a little surprised that the team actually kind of do the final stint to take it home, especially with Ross being in form out there, laying the going?
Yeah, I mean, we're both put in this position to do our job, and I think it's an expectation that if they put me in for the end or they put Ross in for the end, we both have to deliver, and that's if we don't deliver, then we shouldn't be here. So, just did my job today.
And finally, with this podium, what kind of a springboard does that mean for you guys going into the off-season, just furthering developing this car?
Better than going in with a bad result. So just positive feelings going into Bahrain, which is the last race for the program this year in the World Endurance Championship. So hopefully we can bring that across as well.
Earned on merit, first podium for Aston Martin's Valkyrie in year one. Roman De Angelis, congratulations on the podium.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I had to show some love to the men and women of Heart of Racing, an amazing team led by driver Ian James, who doubles down as team principal. You love to see great people do good things and a well-earned result like that. Unexpected, as Roman said, but definitely well-earned. Congratulations, Heart of Racing, and we hope this is just the first of many podiums, and hopefully in 2026 or in the future, you guys will take that final step and we'll see the Aston Martin Valkyrie in victory lane. Now let's move on to the champions of the 2025 IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season, and we'll begin with GTD and Winward Racing running it back. For Philip Ellis and Russell Ward, this is their second consecutive GTD title, and to hear them tell it, it truly is a mark of where their team has come from and how well that Winward Racing crew meshes together. I had the opportunity to catch up with Philip and Russell in the midst of all the celebrations Saturday night post-race at Petit Le Mans to talk about their championship conquest and how 2025 felt a little different from 2024. Take a listen. It really wasn't in doubt, but they had to make sure they secured it anyway. Philip Ellis, Russell Ward, GTD champions for 2025. Philip, I'll start with you. You and Russell have just been an awesome combination, back-to-back championships at that. How's that sound off the top? Back-to-back GTD titles.
I mean, it sounds great. There's not a lot of teams that pull that one off, especially with the regulation changes like we had in the GT class with the torque sensor coming in. So I think, the hard work over the winter just paid off. We had a really good year. Actually, a more difficult year than last year for sure. The field was much tighter, was bigger as well. We had a lot more competition than we did last year, but still we prevailed. So I think that speaks volumes about the team that we have, speaks volumes about the drivers that we have, also with the Indy coming in for the endurance races, and it's just amazing to pull that one off.
And it has to be said. Russell, let me come to you. I talked to you in the pre-race, and it was just like championship mentality, championship mindset, and once again, it wasn't the simplest of that. I know you wanted to get that Petit Le Mans win, but another top 5 to finish off another season where it's just championship performance.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't think we really had the pace to, compete for the win. I think the Ferraris were just, they were flying out there, especially in the nighttime. So, for us, we need to, go back, look at what we did here and see if we can improve for next year. Because this is one of the few places where we haven't won and have never really been, at the top of our game here. So, but you can. No complaints here. We come here, we try, you can't win them all. We're able to clinch the Manufacturers Championship for AMG, so, just an awesome year and with an awesome group of people, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
And speaking of the next one, you got another full plate Michelin Pilot Challenge. You'll be back to defend your GTD title again next season. As you guys have just done 2 in a row, and as Phil said, it's a little bit of a rougher year than last year, and I'll ask both of y'all this one. How do you guys just continue to continue to try to raise your game as you continue to go up against this stiff and very competitive field?
It's just about making progress every single day. You go to the shop and, everybody's got the same mentality. We want to come here and win. We want to come here and improve. And, when you have a good race, you don't rest on your laurels and, move on to the next one. You come in and you improve and you look at what you did wrong and what you can do better. And, you tend to learn a lot more from losing than you do from winning. So, for me, it's just about plugging away every single day, to get the car as perfect as possible, keep the team as happy as possible, and I think that's the secret to this team.
Phil, how about you? How do you going for 3 straight? There's going to be a lot of targets on your back.
Oh, for sure. Back-to-back is already good, but a hat-trick would be very sweet, and I think our team can do it. I think one of the things, we've touched on sometimes is that, the entire group, not just the drivers, but also the mechanics, the engineers, we're actually good friends off-track as well, and I think that's something very important that lives within this team. And you could just tell, the way we work with each other, the work, as Russell said, it doesn't stop after we drive home from the weekend. We just continue working really hard. Probably harder than most of the other teams, and that's what is made of Winward.
You guys work harder. It is paid off. Back-to-back GTD championships. Russell, Phillip, congratulations. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy the off season. Hopefully, we'll see you guys in Daytona.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
If I can take you guys back to that interview, and you hear Russell still focusing on trying to win Petit Le Mans, trying to still find ways to better, and remind you, this is a guy fresh off a second straight class championship. With that kind of mentality, I would not bet against Winward making it 3 straight in 2026. Speaking of championship tradition, no team in IMSA probably has a championship pedigree bigger than Corvette Racing and Pratt Miller Motorsports. While the team is known as Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller today, Pratt Miller was the longtime operator of the Corvette Racing squad, and that team has had a legacy of championship victories in IMSA and top-level sports car racing for well over 20 years. And Saturday night, Antonio Garcia and Alexander Sims added on to that legacy, giving the Corvette Z06 GT3R its first championship since it came into circulation 3 seasons ago. After the championship celebration, I had the opportunity to talk with Alexander Sims on his first GTD championship, his second in IMSA, and how this one stacks up to all of his other career achievements. Joining me now, backstage, post-race, IMSA GTD Pro Champion 2025, Alexander Sims. Alex, one of the most solid, consistent seasons we've seen in a long time. Corvette standard, pretty much.
That's you summed it up very well there. The season's just been phenomenally consistent from the team side. Pratt Miller's just executed phenomenally every single time. When we can get a fourth, we got a fourth. When the best was a second, we got a second. When we won at VIR as well, that was great teamwork. So it's been a pleasure working with Antonio and Danny in the 3 car this year. Our Corvette's been working really, really well, and it's been awesome.
Take us through that roller coaster of emotions through today, knowing if you finish in the top 5, it was a first man to the line, basically proposition, and you're kind of going through the up and the down of the day. Take us in the emotions of the moment, just trying to see if you can keeping yourself together in this championship fight.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's about as close as you could have it going into the race with the 81, and full credit to them. They've had a great season as well, but it all came down to this one race, who pretty much whoever finished first ahead of each other was going to win the championship. So we thankfully kept it clean through the whole race, no major incidents at all, no mistakes. I think they actually had the pace on us, but they did make mistakes, I guess, ultimately. So that's really was the differentiator today. And so, yeah, just really pleased to execute another flawless race.
And finally, looking forward to 2026. Gotta think you're going to be looking to duplicate, go back to back, but just looking forward, how do you look to take this championship and propel you forward in your career?
Well, I mean, it's. I think for the moment it'll be about just enjoying this time, because we put a long, hard effort into it, and we need to enjoy this moment. Yeah, we'll think about next season in a few weeks' time, but looking forward to whatever next season brings.
Well said. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy the off season. Alexander's, congratulations.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
From one team adding another chapter to their championship pedigree to a team that is slowly building a championship dynasty of their own. For the second consecutive year, AO Racing are champions in IMSA, but unlike last year when they took the IMSA GTD Pro title with their beloved Rexy, the dinosaur, this year the accolades go to Spike the Dragon in LMP2, with team co-owner PJ Hyatt and Dane Cameron winning his 5th IMSA title after going back-to-back himself, winning GTP with Porsche Penske Motorsport a year ago. I had the opportunity to talk to the other half of AO Racing's ownership group, former racer Gunnar Jeannette, post-race at Petit Le Mans, to talk about the championship, how this LMP2 program could be a sign of things to come, and just where he sees this team going as it looks like they're heading from strength to strength. I am here with Gunnar Jeannette, co-owner of the LMP2 champions, AO Racing, aka Spike the Dragon. Gunnar, congratulations. Talk us through the emotions you're feeling with this championship back-to-back. Last year GTD Pro, now this year LMP2.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic for the whole organization, especially PJ. Not only is he an IMSA championship winner as a team owner, but now he's an IMSA championship winner as a driver. For us to do it in GTD Pro and then immediately, quote unquote repeat, but in a different category, it says a lot about the people that we have involved in the organization. Anytime you can convince a 4-time IMSA championship winner and driver from Penske to come over to your team, I think it says a lot, and Dane has brought a massive amount to our team. So yeah, absolutely thrilled. It definitely hasn't set in yet, and we're fortunate enough to get to race for another championship next weekend at Portimao for the European Le Mans Series as well.
And let's talk about that European Le Mans Series. You guys won the LMP2 title there last season. What did that title translate to when you guys wanted to come to IMSA? Y'all had a year under the belt with the LMP2 program to say, we did it in Europe, we can do it here.
Yeah, so we ran IMSA in the P2 car last year as well. More of a building year. The partnership with TF, they were very successful in winning the overall ELMS championship in 2024. But this year is different because this year it's PJ driving in the car, it's our own engineering staff, it's more of an actual AO effort. So that in itself, it definitely means a lot more because it's not just sort of our name on a partnership. It's us actually being being embedded with the organization. To be able to get our first Le Mans victory this year was super, super special. And again, to have the chance to go for two championship wins in a single year is really cool. I look forward to it.
Last question for you. You mentioned you'll be back in 2026 to defend this title. Of course, there's all eyes looking to the future, of course, speculation, and I won't go into that with you here. But with this title, what kind of momentum does this take going into 2026? With not just one team, but now you have two championship-winning outfits in this premier sports car championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive amount of momentum. We came close to a win at Daytona last year before we had some mechanical issues. So yeah, all eyes forward. Want to get our first Rolex 24 win with both programs. So yeah, we'll be focused on that very much looking into 2026.
Rolex is a little over 3 months away, and I know you guys will enjoy it. I'll enjoy tonight, but I know that all eyes on the future. But Gunnar, congratulations on a well-done season. Best of luck for all the future.
Yep. Thanks a bunch. We look forward to it. Thanks.
And last, but certainly not least, let's go to the very top, the IMSA GTP class. And for the first time in this episode, we're going to talk about Porsche at length, and that's a little weird saying that out loud. But here we are. For the second consecutive year, Porsche Penske Motorsport has claimed the GTP driver team, and for Porsche, another manufacturer's crown. But as everything, this title was far from straightforward. The team won the first 4 races, and after a flying start, many thought they were going to run the table. But the team never saw victory lane again, and Petit was their first podium since Detroit in May. Nevertheless, the formidable duo, affectionately known as Cam Jam, Matt Campbell and Matthew Jaminet, were up to the task and were able to finish the job with their third place at Petit Le Mans. First, here's a one-on-one I had with Matt down at Victory Lane post-race about how this championship came together. The man of the hour joins me now, IMSA GTP champion Matt Campbell. Matt, how does it feel to finally be a champion of the top class of IMSA?
Yeah, big relief. To come away with another championship with a good mate of mine, Mathieu. Obviously a couple of years ago we won a championship in DGT Pro when we were together, and now to do it again in 2025, it's amazing, and also overall, it's a phenomenal feeling. I can't describe. So we've worked hard. We've both been in a position where we come close to championships in the last couple of years, but to put it together when we've been on the same car again is phenomenal.
Talk about just how this season has been. You, Matt Jaminet, such a consistent package all season. Second half, you guys didn't get the win after Laguna, but the consistency, the podium, well, not the podiums, but the fourths and the fifths, they were more than enough to kind of oversee your teammate. How much did that confidence, being your teammate, give you to say, hey, we can actually seal the deal here?
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge turning point in our championship assault, from Laguna onwards, and making sure that we're getting them podium positions or fourth and fifths. At the end of the day, finishing races is what's winning you championships, and consistency. So that's what really put us in this position to capitalize on a championship. So we weren't always the fastest car towards the end of the year, but we were punching above our weight in terms of speed.
And let's not forget about tonight. You guys didn't just lie down. Y'all went for the win. Unfortunately, came up a little short at the end, but still a third place, not too bad a result. But just how dialed in were you guys, not just to score a win, but to finish this championship off in style?
Yeah, nice way to finish it off with another podium for the year. I think this makes 5 or so, phenomenal.
Our interview kind of got cut a little short as Matt had to go off for the podium celebration. But you heard him mention that Laguna Seca win in the media center in the official press conference. I had a chance to ask Campbell and Matthew Jaminet to expand on that a little bit more, as they say it was the turning point that really changed their championship trajectory. First off, congratulations to all you on an amazing season. To Matt and Matthew, my question for you two is, if there was one point in the season where it looked like it was like, okay, we can actually seize this championship, what was that point in the season where you guys said we actually think we can do it?
I think we can both probably say and agree on, it was for sure Laguna was a turning point, but I would say it's after Laguna, where it really started to, look like something was maybe going to be possible. I mean, consistency is key in a championship run, and more or less from Laguna onwards, that's when we were very consistent and, getting those valuable points, let's say we weren't always the most competitive car, but we were sort of punching above our weight a little bit for those races towards the end of the year and scoring those points, which is the most important thing, and making sure that we finish races. So I would say that was definitely a bit of a turning point where we were able to, see maybe there was something possible. And for sure in the last races, not making mistakes, doing a good job. And this was a key point for our championship.
Matthew, it wasn't when we changed the chassis.
Yeah, I mean, starting going.
Sorry, I said it wasn't when we changed the chassis. Meant you. That wasn't the turning point.
No. We started to get more point, catching up right after that. But yeah, let's say the expectations was to fight for championship. To be very honest, obviously. This is what when you start the season, you want to win. At the end of the day, this is what motivates us. I've been pretty close with Nick the last 2 years. A few things didn't work out of our control, and we missed a shot. And yeah, this year coming back with Matt, for sure, I knew it would be a very good chance. And start of the year was a little bit frustrating, but I always knew we would have a championship shot. It was about staying on track, not making mistakes, and it's going to come our way. And this is exactly what happened. And we support each other a lot, good and bad days. It's perfect, and it worked out pretty well. So cannot be more happy than today, that's for sure.
And to quote the great Bugs Bunny, that's all, folks. Before we finish, first, a heartfelt thanks to all the drivers and teams that allowed me to come up and interview them over the course of the day at Petit Le Mans, Heart of Racing, Paul Miller, Penske, Porsche, everybody. It was definitely a thrill and a blast. A special thank you to all of the media members of the IMSA paddock that welcomed me with open arms over the course of the day. Getting an opportunity to talk to you all, hear your stories, making new relationships. It was definitely a thrill for me, and my first ever media credentialed event. It was truly a dream come true. And cross our fingers, I'll be back for some more in 2026. And of course, all this wouldn't be possible without my colleagues at GT Report, Mikkel, Bosch, Ulrich, Dylan Spalding, our entire core crew at GT Report. Huge thank you to each and every one of you guys for your support in writing for you guys. Miguel for doing all the legwork to make this collab happen. It was such a thrill, such a joy, such an honor to bring all this content to you. And hopefully we'll be in the position down the road, we'll be able to bring this collab back again. But for now, that is everything for Petit Le Mans 2025. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all for staying with me. I know this episode is a little bit longer than our usual show, but as you can tell, it was very much worth it. Special post-race edition. We had to get all the race winners, all the champions, and I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed it. Especially since I wasn't that much of a talking head this time. But that's our show for today. Make sure you follow us on our social medias: X, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok at NSJQ Podcast. Make sure again you like and subscribe to us on YouTube Music in the podcast section. And also, if you want to follow me on my personal socials, the links to those will be in the description box to this episode. Huge thanks to the IMSA Media Corps for pieces and the full post-race press conference where I had to dissect some of the audio for this episode. So a huge thanks to IMSA, everybody at the International Motorsports Association, whether headquartered in Daytona Beach, from President John Doonan, everybody on the media team, Miss Kelsey Miller at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. Special thanks to you as well for all your help in making sure that my first media experience in IMSA was definitely above and beyond. Last thing, if you have an idea that you want to pitch for us to share on the show, email us dalmotorsports@gmail.com. One more time, dalmotorsports@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you all. And thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to us. And for the new subscribers who joined me over the weekend, welcome aboard. Thank you guys so much. And the content will keep on coming. We don't just touch IMSA, we touch everybody. So stay tuned. We got plenty more ahead. But for this episode, that is all. Thank you guys for listening to the Not Speeding, Just Qualifying podcast. I am David Lawrence. And until next time, always remember, you're not living life to the fullest until you're going flat out. So long, everyone.